Welcome everyone to the Santa Ana Industrial Lead July 2022 update. I have a lot to show this month, so let's get to it. And remember, if you like the content on this channel, please click the thumbs up button below. Also, feel free to subscribe and click the bell icon to get notified when there is new content. It goes a long way in helping the channel grow. Thank you. I've made a lot of progress this past month, probably 5 to 6 weeks. I had a week off during this time, so I got an extra little bit done. So you're going to see a lot of roads and streets today, and at the very end we're going to take this train right here from the very end of my layout, which is right here, the original half, all the way around and end over here on the new half. So it's about, I think it's like 2 scale miles of running. So I've never done that on camera. Done it for myself. Actually, I just did a test run, but we will do that at the end. And I have a freight car representing each of the industries on the new half of the layout here. So we're not going to stop at any of the stops, but we'll drive by them all. So let's start the update. So the first stop is my corn syrup / sugar transload facility. Currently I have a little ADM piece of paper on there. I'll probably do something with that, make a sign. But so yeah, it's just a Pike Stuff the Shops kit. This one here. It's for probably diesel or car shops, but it almost looked exactly like some of the transload facilities I was researching. Just the generic kind of aluminum siding, walls, big doors, drive-through doors for the tankers to drive through. I actually have a loading rack inside. Probably can't see it. No, I'm gonna have to get it out of there. So hang on. So here's the loading rack that I built for inside. It's a Walther's fuel loading or something like that. But inside you can't. It's the same as kind of setup they would use to load any type of fuel or oil or whatever, vegetable oil, corn syrup. I haven't painted it yet or anything. This is all basically the colors that came in. I don't know, I may just paint it like a gray and leave some of the yellow because you really can't see it in there anyway. It's more of just having for photographs you can see the outline of the hoses and stuff. But we'll see. Actually, I think I might try to put some lights in there too, like LEDs, to light it up. So still working out what I want to do with that. But let's see, tanker trucks there. I've had those for a little while. I dull coated them to get the shine off. And then this down here. So for the tanks, I'm gonna make my own. I don't know if they're gonna be just like this. This one was like my test one. But from what I could tell, most tanks you buy are either this thickness, which is pretty fat, it's kind of like an oil tank, or this one, which is the same as it comes with I think it's a fuel distributor. It's kind of skinny. But also the same size as the Magic Pan Bakery one and the plastic pellets, exactly the same diameter. So I wanted something thicker than that, but not as thick as that first one I showed you. So I got some PVC pipe. I believe it's 2 inches, 2 1/4. I'll check. I'll post it up after this. But it was kind of matched what I was seeing at some of the places I was researching. So yeah, this is, like I said, this is my test one. Probably going to change it up a little bit, but and I'm still working out how I'm gonna configure the how it's set up here. I may actually move a track kind of here to pull it away from the wall a little bit, but it would just involve picking up some of this track and then moving this far turnout here so that the 3 tracks would be a little closer. But it's a pretty easy kit to build. Nothing really, the hardest part was kind of putting all the pieces together at the end. It's not glued permanently yet, the roof or anything. I don't want to touch it. But I got like 2 L's of the sides glued together, and then I'm just setting the roof on there, and I kind of made a base for it. So that's ADM transload. So here's the next piece of the layout that I worked on. So the I-5 bridge scene, which I really haven't touched in a few, probably a month or 2 at least, but I went ahead and did all the lane lines. You can see it's got multiple colors there, white on black, black. I weathered the road with India ink. This was a lot of masking of these 2 pieces. I will flip up some photos of all the masking, but all in all, it turned out pretty decent. I made this part too wide here, so I might cover one of these up and redo it closer. Kind of cover it up with gray and then reline it. And some other little things here and there, but not a huge deal. So next on the whole scene here is probably going to weather the bridge with kind of India ink, I think, and India ink with alcohol around a lot of these posts and whatnot, kind of give it some shadow, and then come back with a little more color, like some dark brown streaking that it has. You can see in some of the photographs. And I still have to do the Art Deco columns. Those are probably going to end up last. It's just, they're just cosmetic. I don't know. Maybe I'm afraid to do them. I don't know. But the bridge behind, let me pull it up here. Bridge behind, I also weathered and lined, traffic lined. See the turning lane up there. Down here it's just 2 lanes one way, 1 lane the other. And then, so I still have to do the hill. I got to finish putting foliage all over the hill. Kind of deciding if I want to put the road up there. There is a road, actually, for the bridge. It turns right there. That road runs right past the yard here. But I don't know. I mean, it would be basically covered with trees because there's a big tree line up there. So maybe, I don't know. I'm still debating on that. But that is the scene. So let's move on to street running. The next part of the update is a little update on the street running portion. As you can see, I have about half of the streets part done. I don't have it weathered yet. So there's quite a bit involved actually, way more than I thought. I mean, I knew it would be hard, but it just is a lot harder than even what I thought. So first I painted all these Walther's grade crossings. Masked, I think 6 packs of them up I got, and I still need 1 or 2 more probably. Painted them kind of light gray, and then finally painted the middles and sides there. I'll flip a picture up of all of them that I did at once. So the next part involved building these intersection kind of modules. So I got the measurements for what I wanted for the cross streets, and then I built these kind of separate. See, they're just styrene. Here we go. So I measured the road, glued the sidewalks on, and as you can see, these particular sidewalks have a tree lawn in between the road and the sidewalk. So I had to account for that on all of these and the road portions. So currently I've done 4 of these intersection modules. And so between those is the streets, which I had some styrene, but then as I was building it, I wanted to have this be one piece basically from intersection to intersection. So I ordered some of the 1 by 2 foot sheets from Evergreen. I know you can find plastic suppliers and maybe get it smaller. I did so after the fact, or cheaper. I found one after the fact, and they're actually out of stock. So I am getting some more, but so I wanted to minimize the breaks or where they kind of meet up here. So I can cover those with some. I still got to paint some white lines on there. I got all kinds of stuff to put on the road yet. Still have to weather it. Still got to weather it. I got to do a lot. This is just kind of. I was hoping to get more done before this video, but it just took longer than I thought. But none of it's glued down, the track stuff. But there you go. That's the street running. Obviously, there's going to be houses, in these sections. Trees all along the road. I got street lights, the woodland scenic street lights, telephone poles I'll probably put up here. They're every, I think, 200 feet. So there's all kinds of little things that I'm going to put on here, and I don't mind putting all that stuff, like vertical stuff, because this is just totally a scenic run. There's no switching, there's no reaching in. So I kind of want to make it as cool looking as possible to try to match the prototype as best as I could as far as a lot of those types of details. So let's move around the turn here to another road. So as you can see here, this is the road, kind of the grade crossing right where International Paper, come around the turn here from International Paper and back into it. So I have bought these, the lights and flashers sometime, like probably 2 years ago now, and then I had a module for to make the lights flash. I just never got around to putting them up anywhere. So I wanted to test it out. So actually, here you go, I'll show you. So there's 4 sensors. It's like 1, 2, and over here it's a 3rd and a 4th, and then 1 and 3 work together. So when you hit 1, and then you hit 3, it would go. Hit 1, it'd go on. Hit 3, it would go off. And the other way, if you hit 4 coming in, it goes on, and 2 here going the other way, the lights go off. And then there's another little switching thing where it uses sensors 2 and 3, it keeps them on or something like that. But anyway, so it works. It's pretty cool. Real life, this crossing has gates, which you can't even find gates right now. But I know it's crooked. Again, I was kind of testing it. I think I'm just going to put in the regular cross, like this piece, because in real life there's one here and one in the middle, and then one in the middle here and one in the middle there, or one over there. So it'll have 4 kind of separate ones. And again, they have gates in real life, but I think I'm just going to do that and then move these, because the street running has some of these that have the 2-lane, 1-lane stuff. So, because there's actually a lot of that stuff on the street running section. But again, I was just kind of playing with it to see how it works. So when we do my train run by here in a little bit, we'll be able to see these go on. There's no sound. I don't have a sound module, but the lights do work. So, oh, and then I also did another street here. Was experimenting with some of the AK interactive asphalt terrain, which I've used on other stuff. See in the middle there, this section, it's got some texture versus you obviously can't tell that's painted. It looks pretty good actually, but I think I still need a more of the brown tan concrete color that I have on the other roads. I need to, this one's too dark, but and the last thing I did, I finally did some car weathering the last couple weeks. I had 6 of these Walther Centerbeams I bought last year now, and I did the Boomer power wash weathering, where you spray them all like a dark brown, and then come back with 91% isopropyl alcohol and kind of clear it all off. I like how the yellow ones turned out. The red ones I don't really like so much. And then it's over here, the green ones. There's green one, another yellow one. I did learn when doing this method, which I don't think he really talks about at all in his video, but if you do this, you kind of want to move it over here. So if you do this method, you kind of want to wash or power wash the paint off the way that you would wash a car, I guess, where you kind of start at the top and push everything, like you have to flip the car over a lot and push it all down and kind of let it all run off. When I was doing it, I was just kind of going to town with the isopropyl alcohol, and it just leaves, I think it's like this white residue. You can see it really on these red cars. I think it's like the flat base that's probably in the paint. It's hard to get off, but it's going to be covered by the load anyway. But you get a much more realistic look, I think, because these cars, although dirty, they're not as dirty as they still even like this, I think. But I don't know, they look pretty good. But like I said, they're going to be loaded with you know, the wood loads probably anyway. I guess I'll need some empties, but so let's go take a ride on the train all the way through the layout. Alright, so I got my proto throttle, and I'm going to start these guys up. So we begin our journey in Santa Fe Springs, California. This is the first part of my layout that I built 2 years ago. See Capital Foods there on the right side of the train, a large food distributor. On the left side is the little mini yard where we we get our cars. In the background we are passing Badger Paperboard, which is a non-rail served industry, although I think it might have been rail served at one point. It just has some cool graffiti that I've always liked. We are now crossing Coyote Creek, a little reservoir in this area, and the Fart Barf Bridge, which I had a guy hand paint for me, which is really cool. At some point I'll finish that little canal. We have now crossed over to the expansion portion of the layout and are passing the little mini yard that holds the cars for this half of the layout. This is like a drone view of this area. You can see the haulers right there. And my coffee mug. You can hear the locomotive notching down in advance of the street running. I believe the max speed is 5 to 10 miles an hour in this area. Not 100% on that, but I believe it's no more than 10. So even though these pieces aren't glued down, when I test ran it, I made it all the way through with no issues. However, this run, it did have a small derailment issue with, I think, 1105, but hey, live filming, what are you gonna do? So now that we've exited the street running area, we can open her up here, and I think I start notching her up to maybe notch 8. You'll hear it in a second. So I'm pretty sure my next video is going to be an op session. I've been wanting to do one. Practice ran a couple times and everything works out great. So this international paper right there in the upper half would be the first stop. They get 5 boxcars of paper in and out every time. As you can see, the lights are in action. Please disregard the slanted cantilever signal there. That will be changed out shortly. Off to the right is the plastics transload area, and to the left is Crenshaw lumber. And then right there is the team track with that red boxcar. Swing around here, we'll get a good view of Crenshaw lumber. That pencil line on the foam there is where the fence will be, and a gate that I hope to have working where you kind of open it to get in there. So we are now heading right on this turnout, which we will rarely use unless we were just doing continuous running. because the switching is all done off the left-hand portion of that turnout. Shortly here, you're going to see how close this track and locomotive get to the ADM industry. Yeah, that's why I kind of want to try to move it a little bit left. Speaking of ADM, at the end of this video here shortly, I'll have a slideshow of some of the build of ADM as we exit. So we're almost at the end of the line here. So as I said, keep an eye out for my next video, which will be an op session. I'm not sure how many of these industries I'll hit, but it should be pretty cool. Thanks for watching. Catch you next time.